Mm-hmm. What happened, bro? How come you don't be online me, bro? You know it's so lit, bro.
Bro, man, I couldn't even tell you the last time I've been on that app, bro.
Right. And did you see how many other
I
apps you
haven't used
tried?
that Live Me app in like, dude, I think it's been like a year. I don't even know my login. I think the last time I was on Live Me, I think we were beaming, bro. Honestly.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
what
that was a
happened to
minute.
Beam, bro? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing. Now they added like super big giant group calling thing.
And then the gifts that they added, bro, like one of the gifts is like $200. Like, Jesus Christ. I ain't
Yeah.
paying that. Send somebody a castle. Yeah, okay. Send me a castle.
Yeah, man. I always tell
Like,
people
remember
I
them
turn
one
my
channels,
webcam on.
bro?
Yeah.
They'd be like, send me a castle to talk more. Man, you know a castle is like $100. I remember some of them weirdo channels you used to accidentally click on, bro, and they just be
Oh
doing some weird stuff.
gosh, yep.
Like, bro, the one dude was putting makeup on. I'm just like, what the hell? How many energy drinks you got tonight, bro?
Not a lot, bro. Not that much. I'm actually tired. I'm drinking one now to keep me up.
I was gonna say, if you hear any cans cracking, it's not an energy drink for me.
Right. I'm gonna send you something on Discord, bro. Let me show you what I'm doing. Hold on, watch this.
Are you serious, bro? You have no life.
Yeah, you'll like this one though. What do you think, bro?
Is that you as a chick?
Yep. Did I do a good job?
That is weird, bro.
Bro, I tell you, bro. That's why when you be looking at online pictures, bro, don't be believing what you see.
I see that now, bro. I ain't about to be believing anything you post anymore.
That's actually my limey picture I put up when I went live.
You could catfish somebody for real, bro.
Yeah, right.
Is that you driving a boat with your twin girlfriend?
Yep.
Oh my god, that's you on a Mario Kart.
You can tell I'm bored. No, I think I got too much free time, bro.
I would say.
Remember, what was it? Where'd it go?
We know.
Yeah, but I'm ready when you are, bro. We're good. My bad. Yo, what's up, Magic? What's going on, bro? Oh, Magic. I think I'm not gonna be live long, bro.
This Call of Duty is different from the ones growing up.
Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, though. Yeah, Trix is real tired today. We're just kind of playing Call of Duty here. I was gonna go with that Deadly Premonition, man. I was really in the mood for it. I might do it in a little bit. I don't know. Just see how it feels. See how it goes. Oh gosh.
Right, man. Bring back voting, bro.
I know, bro. Voting and stay in the same lobby. Like, that's a huge, big thumbs up. Yeah, I went live with some Clash Royale earlier, Thomas.
Good impact. Still hot. Going again. Missiles up.
Alright, bro. We got this, man. You ready? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Disable the enemy data center.
Yo, watch out for new tubes across the map, bro. That's the thing now.
He's on top of the red bus.
Wow. He jump shot me. And then got a golden weapon. That makes sense. Oh, you were gonna join. I'm sorry. What? What the?
Regroup and stay focused. The next round is ours.
He's almost. Oh, fell on my butt. Bum 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 bum.
Cyber attack.
Bum bum. Alright guys, we gotta hold it down. We're gonna hold it down here today. Yeah, no, I did some Clash, man. I did some Clash. I figured, hey,
Secure the EMP.
let me do some Clash, get on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, watch one dude over on the top of the red bus.
Oh man, got me on the second floor.
I got one walking in.
I'm doing bad, guys. I gotta step up my A game. Coming in with the SMG. Coming in with the SMG.
Back online. Move.
Just got revived, just got blown up. Unbelievable.
Thirsty, bro.
Wow. Yeah. Super thirsty.
And he's rocking overkill. I'm done.
This game is SMGs pretty much, bro. MP5 all day. Like, I know we're going marksman, so like, yeah. Wow. Drop shot it like a son of a gun.
Sides.
Ooh, that drop shot though. You see that?
Cyber attack.
Let's hold it down here, guys. We gotta hold it down
This
here.
game so much, bro,
I
but love
know.
it at the same
I know,
time.
right? Don't you hate that? Like, you hate what you love and you can't
Target their data center.
choose.
I hate it, but I love it, bro. Like,
And you want some more of it.
Everything is different about this game compared to the other Call of Duty.
Right.
I set a claymore on the bottom. I don't know if you follow me up here. Yeah. I got one hiding right over here behind this bus. I ain't even about to let him see me.
Yeah, I got no visual, bro.
Yep, he's right here. Missed.
What's your grenade? I'm gonna put another claymore down. Hold on.
Up, I hear
It's coming in.
Up, I got one.
There's another one at the door.
Got another one.
Oh, good, good, good. Damn, bro. We really got this. He's coming in from downstairs. Careful.
I'm still watching the dude over here in the middle by this bus, bro. Yep, and there he goes. He threw a grenade.
Oh, he got me down there. Don't worry. They're all watching at doors. Be careful. They're at where we first spawned. Follow, like, and share, right? White people, we gotta follow, like, and share. Hi, hey, what's up?
I didn't see him.
We're losing ground.
What I'm talking about, guys. What I'm talking about. We ain't got no top bubbles right now, guys, but make sure you follow those top bubbles. Let's get it. Yeah. No, I had fun at some Clash, man. Clash was cool.
Cyber attack.
The whole team went down, bro. Went down like Nelly, bro. It's going down, down,
Sure went
baby.
down, down,
Target
down.
them.
Wow. Oh, he went Jay Sean on us.
Yeah, I took it back, bro.
Even when the sky is falling down. Oh, just let it be. Oh! Wanna provide me, bro? He gets you too. Oh, thank goodness.
No.
I think one's climbing up. One's climbing up. One's climbing up. Careful. Oh no, he died.
Got him.
Damn, my boy with the claymores. Woo! Skits ain't playing. Yo, you know we making the enemy
Got
mad.
another one.
Yep, I got a
Oh my
good.
God, bro.
I'm looking at the window. One's coming from downstairs at the door.
Good to go. Get back in there.
We ain't. Alright, open that door, playboy.
Protect our data center.
Go ahead, watch up there, bro. I got the door.
Okay.
They revived another one, so now it's 5-2. Here he comes.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming.
It's on, or whatever you call that. That meat at Walmart's always on recall. Alright, I'm running out, bro. I don't know where he's at.
Okay.
Oh, he's right outside the door. Wow, both of them, bro.
Wow.
Damn, man, I shouldn't even open that door.
Right. True. They were just waiting, bro.
I knew I heard him.
Oh, fired. Yeah, we super fired. Hey, we held it down
All
though.
the ground meat there is. Did they say why?
Oh, we might get revived, bro.
Always on recall.
Less than a minute.
Oh, they're reviving their whole team. This
Yeah, I
guy.
was gonna say they better hurry up and do something.
Oh, Tricks, I
Do
know.
splash
Shh.
banging
Magic.
themselves.
Shh.
They got their whole team, bro. Huh?
Yeah, we in trouble. Oh yeah, he's done
Yeah,
for.
we're done. Good night.
We're losing ground.
Jesus
Take it
Christ.
back.
We look weak. Oh,
That is
okay.
crazy, Germ. You played this Call of Duty yet, bro? It's crazy,
Just
bro.
Wait till the next round, bro.
That is
We got
crazy.
competition, bro.
Yeah, we do. Let's bring it. Might have to switch classes. They're gonna make me
Man,
go
I
put my.
love having a headset, bro.
So different, right?
I get to talk so much crap now.
Secure the device.
Oh, just wait till the next round.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Claymore right there. As soon as you walk in here, you're dead. No.
Enemy VTOL jet in the AO.
Oh my god, they got a vehicle, bro. Stand back. Don't even try to run out there.
That sucks. Where did you go?
wrong, Fuzzy. Couldn't hang that time, could you? Big dog.
Dang it, bro. I had an itch on my neck, bro. Not yet, bro. This is my first time seeing any gameplay. You might have to get it? Okay. You know what, though? It's got its up and downs.
He tried to run up in there and
I'm not gonna do mad hate on it because Call of Duty makes everyone upset. You're never gonna satisfy everybody. But it's Call of Duty, and it's nice to see that they have crossplay and all that. Oh. These guys are tryhards. Holy crap. Holy macaroni. Macaroni sounds pretty good.
For me, bro. Holy macaroni. I like that.
Yeah, doesn't it like make you hungry and holy at the same time? MK2 carbine. Let me check my classes here real quick. Oh, we get a 4 times flip, so that's pretty cool. Stick with the sniper though. We also got a new stock. This will give us better mobility and aim down sight. See, that messes up our aiming stability. I don't want to do that. That puts a really huge factor in everything. You still there, bro? Shoot, don't tell me he's in a match. Come on, chicks, you can do it. I tried, guys. Thank you, King. I tried so bad. There was not much I can do. There was not much I can do on that one. Right? And Jeremy, it'd be nice to play some Call of Duty again, bro. For old time's sake. I remember the good old days. Me, you, Young Daddy, everybody, man. Pfft. Honestly, bro, a lot of them don't even be on no more. For real, for real. Everybody's like on Apex and Fortnite, and it's all Battle Royale now. You know? I haven't actually played a like first-person shooter in a while like this, so it's kind of nice to come back to something. Let me back out. Something's glitched here. You there, bro? You there? Testing, testing. Yeah, of course. Bum 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 bum. I gotta reload the game and reload. Loading back in, guys. Give me just a minute. Give me just a moment. Andrea's coming in with that 6 diamonds, guys. Okay. I'm sorry, not 6, 8. Coming in with that 20. Follow those top bubbles there, guys. All right, let's go. Let's go. Follow, share, like. Oh, wait. Gotta invite. Hold on. Hold on, Skits. Give me a second, bro. What's your online profile? Joining. Alright, let's try to get in there. Alright, we finally got our game rolling in, guys, which is really, really good. Right here, right now. I knows my buttons. Look at this. Crazy.
Gotta get you right, bro.
My bad, bro. It glitched again.
That's all good.
Choose your mission. Thank you, Andreas. I really appreciate you coming in like that, both of you. See, I caught up to you almost, though, right?
Yeah, almost.
I would have kept going. I got too tired. Undo it. Wiggly wiggly. Alright guys, here we go. We got the next round coming in, so let's do it.
Alright then.
Okay, yeah. Orbits 1, 2. Ooh.
And of course, they put us in a match.
Oh, just a little sooner he would have got it. He ain't got no close quarter weapon. He's screwed. He's right behind him. Oh, he's gonna get you. Oh! He said Goldeneye 007 pistol. Got this, bro. You got this, man. You got this. Oh, look at that username, though. We got Phil on these nuts. He got this, bro. Come on, let's go. Oh, oh, oh! He's trying to get it. Oh, he's clutching it. Oh, he should have just kept the pistol out. Those marksman rifles, though, they're kind of nervous, wreck, because you get one shot, one opportunity, and then you're done for if you miss. Boom, 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 boom. I gotta create me a jump or a drop shot mod on my mouse. I'm gonna make one. I already made a rapid fire. Oh. At least I got a steady aim, which is good. Yeah, nobody came into that tunnel. Where'd he go? Yeah, I might do them bouncing betties. I don't know yet. What do you think? Or Claymore still?
I like both. Oh, he's in the back sniping.
Device secured.
Yeah, he's got to be on the railroad tracks. Careful. That was close. Wait, what? Say what? That's what I'm saying, bro. Good job, man. Good job, bro. I'm proud of you. Yeah, that's me. Huh? I got the kill? Wow. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think I got that one. I thought I came in late and these guys got it. Wow. I just like dragged that scope and got that kill, guys. That was an interesting kill cam indeed. So let's continue. I really want to play that Deadly Premonition, bro. That game is a thank you for the applause. You're going to make me go live on Twitch just for you, Thomas. You're tempting me, bro. You are tempting me. Oh, man, can't you see? We're close.
Device secured.
One on the left. Oh, that's a way to do it.
I got one. Get over here.
Oh, nice, nice.
Coming in.
Oh! It's okay, I got to revive. He's coming in for you. Shoot. Tough one, guys. Tough one. Oh, one's coming into the door. On a bounce Betty.
They're making us fight for it. Keep at them.
Oh. Well, we did join the game late, right? Oh, skits. Oh. You gonna take a bath, bro? Oh, man.
Gotta do something, bro.
Wait, what? I know, it's all good, bro. We got this, man. Oh, man, I can't get comfortable, bro. I'm gonna have to get me one of those reclining computer desks and, like, have the monitor up in the air. And then I kind of recline back with the... Right,
Got me
lucky.
Coors Light. I'm chilling.
Lucky.
I'm going through the tunnel, bro. So if I die, you
Okay.
know where I'm at. Yup, he's in here, bro, with a shield.
Hostile asset device.
Oh, oh, man.
Damn, man. I knew not to go in that tunnel, bro.
I know, bro. Them tunnels, I don't go in all the way. I just put a claymore down, walk back. It's a hot zone.
Take a breath. We're going back.
Gotta find him. Ooh, he was going for that booty. Look at that. Gonna go for that booty. Johnny gonna get in that booty. What are you shooting at, Trex? Nothing. Completely nothing. I was shooting at nothing but thin air. Man, let me tell you, bro. It's MP5.
Get the device.
Yeah, bro. I've been doing my attachments. I'm trying not to punish my ADS, bro. I rather do. I like aiming quick, bro. It helps.
It really does.
Oh shoot.
Device secured.
There's two of them left. What'd you get? Trying to chase me, boy?
Taking the advantage. Make
Ooh.
sure we keep it.
Skits with that knife again.
Ah,
Alright. Alright. Hey, what's up with the booty kill cams, man?
I'm telling you, bro, it's something going around or something.
Man, it sounds bootylicious. Good job, about time. I'm trying, guys. I'm doing terrible right now. I really need to step up my game. We're gonna really step it up and see what we can do here and hold it down, guys. Here as a Call of Duty FPS shooter, it's our job to do stuff like this, you know?
Device secured.
This one thought I got something to eat. Bro, she came up here with Hot Pockets, bro.
Oh, yeah. Ah, pockets.
Hostile has the EMP. Defend the data center.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, I'm camping.
But there's a lot of us left, so that's good.
Got him. There's another one in the tunnel. Or over here right next to him. Oh my god, he's... Oh my god, bro. One dude killed you. Calm down.
There's one on the top, bro. Careful.
Bro, he's really killing the whole team.
Give me eyes, bro. Where is he?
What's over there?
Less than a minute.
Oh, he's on the left, on the left.
Oh, no.
One round gone. We're not dead
Bro.
yet, are we, lads?
Oh, man. Really, PKM? Try hard, bro. Jeez.
Switching sides.
Yo, you never played gun game, have you?
Cyber attack.
Or gunfight? You might like it, bro. It is different, though. It's kind of like gun game, but with 2v2.
Get the device. Let's go, team. Enemy care package inbound. Cruise missile incoming. Enemy personal radar in the air. Enemy cluster strike incoming.
Gotta try to stay alive, guys. Wow. Hit markers and that's it. Tricks let the team down. Yes, I did. Oh, I did bad, guys. Hold on.
That dude's making me mad.
They've disarmed our device. Get it back. The day's done. You're not. On your feet, soldier.
Okay. Ay, 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 ay.
Yeah.
Gotta man boom and that boom boom. Gotta get that boom boom boom. Boom boom boom. I think I'm gonna do some deadly premonition. For some reason, I'm just in the mood, man. I really am. I want to get some single player action going on. I was gonna do Sea of Thieves today, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. Like I don't want to play something I'm not feeling, you know, because then I don't know. I get exhausted. Boom, 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 boom. You ready, bro? You ready? Let's do this. We need some music, man. No copyright music or something. I don't know. Something, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go, bro. Let's go. You ready?
Yep. I ain't gonna lie, I'm running around with a riot shield, bro.
He said riot shield. Have I played survival? A little bit. Like the little co-op thingies. I played it a little bit. Search and destroy. Yeah, watch running to the train, bro. I'm gonna get blown up now.
Safeguard the assets. Don't. Reinforcements are not available.
Let me know if it's clear, bro. How we looking, skits? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, they're there?
Yeah. Right, defuse it.
Oh, we don't have time.
Good work. They're hurting.
Bro, I thought the bomb already blew. I thought the van was the bomb exploding. Wow. Well, the music we're playing now is non-copyrighted, guys, so we'll be good.
Critical assets identified. Keep them secure.
Jeez, bro, I couldn't plug my phone on charge. I couldn't find the hole.
Had that problem once or twice.
Right.
Oh no. Damn, they know, bro. They're at fucking A again.
It's all good, bro. Hold it down. We just gotta make sure they don't plant that bomb. How we looking?
I don't know, but I just killed 2 with throwing that.
Oh, he got me. He's about to crate. Dang it. Oh, that's you playing music. Yeah, I put some music on for you guys. Yo, what's up with that new Star Wars Jedi game? Have you heard about it? It's fun to play music while you're playing a game. I know. My biggest thing is those... Facebook doesn't like music, and then YouTube likes to blow up my emails talking about copyright. So I just try to stay away from music. But we should be good now. I used to do song requests and all that in the chat. Oh, nice one, bro. Oh!
That's the way. On to the next round.
He ran like hell, bro.
You went riot shield and that health thingy. I'm done. Damn.
I told you I ain't playing no more, bro.
Whew, I want more classes, bro.
Critical assets identified.
No, man.
Allied
I
UAV.
hate having 5s, not enough.
These either to unlock another one.
Enemy form at Alpha. Go now.
Going down. Yep, one on top. Got him?
I think he did.
Yep. Another one in the building on the left. Alright, he's coming. I got him.
Fuse has
Go
been
ahead.
pulled. Good work.
Not in time, bro. Woo!
To die for their mission.
Damn, easy with him. Right? Easy with him.
Y'all can't see me.
Oh, why doesn't
Okay,
it?
what's the problem here? I'm a bitch ass 'cause I got a shield, bro.
Switching
Okay.
sides.
Alright. I got you next round, bitch.
Search and destroy.
I missed
Targets
the
are done.
shit, bro. Oh my
Support
god.
engage.
I got the bomb, bro. I'm going A.
Okay.
Protect our gas.
I got precision airstrike too, so I'm gonna put it at A before I even try to plant it.
Okay.
Airstrike incoming.
People straight be trying to snipe up.
Come on, y'all.
Oh, to your right, bro.
Right there. Yeah, bring your shield out then, big dog. Yeah, it take 4 of y'all to kill one dude. That shit crazy.
At the bottom again, to your right. Oh, no, you're already gone. Well,
It is definitely not take one to do.
somebody mad. Yo, they mad.
There was a dude in the window shooting, a dude in the shield throwing knives. Like,
Right.
Y'all crazy. It took one dude to kill me. No, I think
1
the whole
minute
team
remaining.
is all bummed. Fuck out of here. That's probably the dude I knifed in the last kill cam. That's probably why he's mad.
We are out of time. Happen. Search and destroy. Retrieve the bomb. Destroy your... Remaining.
Alright, A.
Wow, bro, really? He had the camp. Oh my god, I'm done.
30 seconds. We are out of time. Move. We're planting the bomb. Secure the area. Bomb set. Move to detonation.
Ah, how do you know? Bro, Lumberjack? Oh, he's night-night. Ooh, nice one.
No mistakes. This round is ours.
Bro, you know what I forgot to do, guys?
Search and destroy.
Morning. Ride the Lumberjack? No idea, bro.
Friendly VTOL on station for Overwatch. protect our carrier. We're not done yet.
Oh man, your typing is bad. I know the feeling. I know the feeling
Switching sides.
about bad typing. I have it all the time.
Search and destroy.
Damn. I was there.
Critical assets identified.
Yeah, I tried, bro. I tried.
Look at him trying to snipe. 4 people trying to snipe, bro. And you gonna lock me out. Oh, you ain't nothing, bro.
Careful.
Cluster strike incoming.
Wow, it looked like somebody was there, right? Oh, they're coming behind us.
One minute remaining.
Coming no way. Yeah.
On the right.
There is nothing like feeling young and free.
30 seconds.
It all be
We are out of time. Move.
time goes by so fast. Time goes by so
What? Okay.
Sarah, stay hungry. There's more where that came from.
That was very close indeed.
Search and destroy.
Yeah, give me
Back.
What the?
How was that? Wow.
Move it.
there is nothing like feeling
We're not done yet. Make it happen.
I know, I'm trying to pay attention.
Give it to you, bro.
I tried, bro.
This dude runs faster than anybody I know that's on the run right now.
Right, right.
Critical assets identified. Keep them secure.
No, thirsty.
Enemy bomb at Alpha. Go now.
left, bro. Woo! That's how you do it.
Saved my life.
All right, all right, all right. That's how we hold it down there, guys. Congratulations here on the TGS squad. Good game, bro. Man, my hands were jittery that round. More money. Sounds like a SNK song, like round one, fight. Okay. Am I in the room with you? Pay attention, Tricks. I'm trying to pay attention.
Oh no.
I don't even know, but I hear you in the lobby too. We're two cool dudes. Do you remember? That game on Sega Genesis, playing two dudes, trying to be what? Two cool dudes. That game was so raw. That game was so sweet. It reminded me of Streets of Rage, man. That's pretty neat. Anyway, you're doing really good, Skits. Don't forget about Tricks. Let's go. Your turn, bro. You got it? Come on. What's the beat? Oh my god.
Tricks Gaming Squad, what's up, bro? Join us.
Woo.
We colder than cold, bro.
Yeah. You're hotter than ice and or colder than ice and hotter than spice. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't even knock you for that one. Appreciate it, buddy. Father Mace is in the house.
Hey man, so you like Cheetos?
I like billionaires.
I like Funyuns. All right, here we go. Ooh. We gotta hold it down here, guys. We have to hold down this match. Do you think we're gonna win this one? I would play some bets, but I don't want to get broke. Yo, you know what I'm gonna do this round? I'm gonna go shotgun and RPG. That's exactly what we're gonna do right now. Try hard. All right, good luck, guys.
Oh my God.
We're here to destroy the enemy. Wipe the screen.
King. What the? Come on, bruh. Damn. We about to die, bro.
No, we ain't. Oh!
Don't say that, man. That's like saying your grandma's about to die soon. That's fucked up. That's unfair.
Alright, I take it back.
That's unfair.
I ain't think of it like that.
Yeah.
Hey, got him. Oh, I died.
I got one.
Oh!
Yep. Well, your
God,
grandma's
I
dead before you die.
Oh man. Explosions are crazy.
Peace to grandma.
Oh man.
She ain't gonna bake no more cookies.
Skits, I told you not to put the glue in your back pocket. I got stuck on you.
We can give Grandma
Move
one
out.
more chance, bro.
Device.
Alright, let's give it a chance. Let's run it back.
Come on, say bye to Grandma. She ain't get no more cookies. I'm gonna watch the door now.
They must not reach the data center.
What you doing, Cleo?
Jeez.
You guys are looking at me while I'm reviving somebody. How can you not get the fuck
No, I'm not fucking shooting. Fuck off. Being like
talking shit? How bad are you, bro? I'm literally
They're mad. They mad.
Shut the
he's
fuck
shooting
up.
at me, and you guys can't fucking kill him.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut your
I'm
mouth.
your daddy.
Yeah. That's my name.
That's my dude right there.
Yeah.
Don't
You gotta make them say, "Daddy, no."
trying to get reported.
Oh yeah.
I just came back from being reported. Damn.
Device secure.
No. You got me.
Got him. Yeah, it's the claim.
I turned around like a dummy. I turned around like a dummy. Now I gotta pay more attention. You got one at the top. Oh, nice.
Where you going?
Oh,
Damn, you got at the base. The middle.
What are you doing?
Take a rest.
God.
Going back in.
Stop yelling at me.
oh no.
I got a knife kill, shotgun kill.
Fucking yelling at me.
And I had to revive. I'm on it.
You need a little
And I got
revive.
UAV. I
Move out.
hate this
Get
map,
the
bro.
device.
This is the worst map for, like,
Overhead.
one life battle.
Yeah, I know. I hate this map too.
Device secure.
Should've just made it Nuketown, to be honest.
They're reviving.
Oh, one at the bottom coming up. You got one at spawn, you got one in the bottom tunnel. One's at your right. Oh. Ooh.
Good job.
They're
Good luck.
making us fight for it. Give
luck,
it to
good luck.
them.
You were camping in the back with one guy. Yeah, good luck.
Camping? Oh, alright. You were sitting in a corner, bro. You were literally sitting in a corner.
I was sweating.
Oh, these guys.
Cyber attack.
All right.
Break it up, boys. Break it up.
Hoorah!
Oh my god, Mac already shot his boy in his fucking console.
Nice and easy, boys. Hold it down.
The enemy has the
You know me, he had a sore throat, so I put my shotgun down his throat. My bad.
Come on.
Alright, we can give him one.
That
We'll
is
give
the way.
There we go. On to the next one. Ooh.
Damn, it must be hard to kill someone with that shotgun.
Yeah, it is. I'm not using shotgun, but I assume it is.
Hey, I am.
Move out. Get the
We're
device.
good. You can
Nice
get
to
shot,
meet you,
you can be
boys.
cool.
Yep, you can be cool. Hold it down. Let these guys come towards us.
There he goes, right in front of me. Oh,
Oh.
Friendly Wilson on station. Get back in there.
all the way over by the steps now.
Friendly.
There we go. Somebody revived me, damn. Thank you. Two people left.
That's good shot.
Let them breathe.
Let me guess, you guys gave us that one too.
Yeah, we gave you that one.
Let me guess.
Let's just take a shot right here. Ooh, headshot.
I told him not even know. You're a fucking nerd.
Switching sides.
He's a nerd. He's a lawyer. He's making more money than you, so shit.
Alright, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. I don't know
I
about this laser sight, man.
He's a goddamn
Sheriff.
Taking device.
I'm a sheriff.
He's a sheriff. He's a
I stand
fucking
on-
sheriff.
I stand on the side of the highway and give people tickets for speed.
Enemy.
Damn right.
Hell yeah. I'm a state patrol, that's what I am.
I'm a fucking
Friendly
marine.
sentry
That's
gun
why.
online.
Oh, you're a Marine? Shit, I'm in the Navy then. I'm in the Navy. I'm in the Army.
Allied cruise missile launched.
Come on, just run, man. Come over here with that bright ass
They're
laser.
all at the fuck. They're all at their base. Or they're reviving though.
Oh, one behind the canister. Skid to the right.
One is at the office. Two of them in the office. Revive your teammates if you can. If it's clear.
I got one of them. JC's over here.
Cam.
Oh my.
Bum, bum,
No
bum.
mistakes. This round is out.
That's how we do it.
Let's win that one too.
Let me guess.
Why are you so mad, bro?
Why you talk like a dumbass?
These guys are mad. You know you're mad when you got the bottle.
Mm-mm.
He's talking about let me get the guy with that one too. He's so mad, bro.
Retrieve the
Nice
device.
to meet you, boys. Nice to meet you.
Well, I'm going nice. He's mad because I'm using a shotgun. What do you expect me to use on this map? A sniper?
Oh.
A throwing knife?
They're coming in from the right side. They're reviving from the right. We can get him this round, I guess. Or, if you stay alive, we can win. Don't make a move. Oh, fuck. Never mind.
We lost.
Bum, bum.
Okay then. Okay then.
Raise your weapon. We're not finished yet.
Good call.
Let me guess.
Don't worry.
You guys
That
gave
one
us
too.
a-
Gave you guys
Let me
that
have
one.
that one. Would you let me have that one too? Oh, would you let me have that one? Would you let me have that one? Oh,
Yeah, we
let me
gave you
have
that
it.
one. We gave you
would you
that
let
one.
me have that
I'm
one?
so mad.
Oh,
Just a
oh,
game.
you let me have that one? Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no problem, bitch. Better say thank you.
We'll see who has that one, who wins this round.
Alright, boys, stop rushing. Everybody stay nearby so we can revive each other.
Vice
Copy that, 10-4.
These guys
Go
come
now.
towards us.
Copy that. G over 32 on it.
Copy that. This is Foxtrot 88.
Copy that. This is Foxtrot 42.
I think I spotted near the canisters here in the northeast bound.
Copy that.
Top of the crate. Red crate. Somebody said that. I don't know if that's the enemy or the RC. Don't rush, don't push forward, let them come towards us. Alright, fuck it up.
We have the EMP.
Alright,
We're coming in, we're coming in. Yeah. Just be ready.
Five on five. Come on, y'all.
Right where my dead body is where that guy coming from.
Defend the data center. 1 minute remaining.
Wow.
Dude, this triple was insane. That triple was
The objective is lost.
Here comes the shit talking.
I have absolutely no sauce.
We gave you that extra.
What? What? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
GG boys, GG. That was sweaty as fuck for no reason, and I fucking love it.
What do you mean?
I thought TGS was cold.
Dude's just lukewarm. They room temperature.
He called me room temperature, bro. That's an insult. You know what? Got you, motherfucker. Alright, Trix, he called me room temperature, bro. That's an insult. Play that. Ew, to the nose.
Oh man.
Bro, he called me room temperature, bro. That's an insult.
What is this guy talking about?
Not even lukewarm.
Yo.
I don't know. He was called room temperature.
3v3, $100. Anybody right now?
Why? Alright, yeah, you say your Ted Bundy. It's not gonna happen.
Yo, shit.
I want to have a little fun.
Alright.
This doing perfect right now. I can't change nothing on it, man. Fuck, bro. Another Hackney yard, bro. Oh, wait. Did you see Andrew Key fucking... Did he join us? Oh, okay. Never mind.
One go for the search the whole way. Check. Consider on the other wall. Stop here. 1 KIA. Full search.
Alright. Search. Yeah. I'll put that fuckboy on the other team.
the fucking top of the, it hits the thing from the helicopter, it's their, propellers, dude. Got one. Oh, missing, dude, at close range. I don't know how someone on their team fucking went all the way around. Mid-map. Scrumsy went all the way around mid-map. The middle. Play your life.
Why am I lagging, bro?
We'll look at the other players, see what they're doing. Camping in the spawn tonight. We're all camping in the spawn on the roof. I killed one of there. There's another one sitting back there. Got one dude's all the way back in his spawn on the roof still. I don't even know what the fuck are you.
Where is that mother?
Can't hear this. Fine search, I guess. Why are you guys playing this game? Just to plant the bomb.
Forget that round. On to the next.
Scared, bro?
Guys don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Search
Running
and
around.
destroy.
Fucking plant the bomb at A or B. Yeah, go in.
Alright, here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
We have the bomb. Move.
Wow.
That's not it.
Oh, you know what's up there? What do you got? Thermal? We just took a lucky guess. Oh, wow. On his screen, he saw me.
One's up top of the bomb.
Makes sense. I couldn't see them. Alright, we got this, guys. We got this. We got this, right? We can do this? We can definitely do this. I think we can definitely do this, guys.
That's right, Daddy.
Just gotta hold it down, man.
What they doing now? We gotta go in. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was an insane slide by that guy on the right, dude. He made a fucking U-turn.
He shitted on them with a kilo of them.
Search and destroy.
They're all gonna go A this time. Yeah, I mean, he said he was going at it for the whole lobby. They go to B. Yeah, B, baby.
Bomb is in play. Attack the weapon caches.
Man, he's open. Planet. One's on the roof above B. Be an easy win, dude. Planet, dude. Guy died on it. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Passing the bomb. Secure the area.
He was from the roof behind it. Right, there's only 3 of them. We get it planted.
Passing the bomb. Secure the area.
One left.
Less than a minute. We have the bomb. Move. Planting the bomb. Secure the bomb.
We got restock on now.
Wow.
That's the way. On to the next round.
Look, he's ready. He's waiting on her to get him.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, he was waiting for that piece. Yeah.
Woo.
Switching sides.
Tokyo Drift, bro.
Going crazy.
Search and
Wow, what
destroy.
a fucking gas and fucking voice.
Mm-mm-mm.
Fucking Tokyo Drift, bro.
Yeah, the spirit pack.
Asset location. Defending them is critical.
Gotta wait.
Now, let's get to the top here real quick. Play it smart.
Friendly care package inbound. Bomb planted on Alpha. Defuse it.
Oh, I knew it.
One up top.
I ain't gonna kill all 5 of them, so I'm just gonna try to get my special.
That man.
Shot.
Put it behind you.
He was up there.
Let's see, buddy.
Oh, I see you. Peekaboo, get fucked, sugar. Yo, no hit.
Search and destroy.
Bum, 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 bum.
Assets identified. You need to keep them intact.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
Damn, dude. What the fuck? Oh, what
Wow.
the fuck?
Wow.
Planted on Alpha. Defuse it.
Whatever. Careful, 2 on top. Let's get this all along.
Oh, no.
Where is he? I'm shit. Don't look at this. Don't look at this.
Jeez.
Don't look at this.
The music just stopped playing.
Don't look.
Oh, I closed it. No.
Don't look. Don't pay attention.
I'm charming.
Search and destroy.
Alright, guys, let's go.
Locations confirmed. Defending them is critical.
It's showtime.
Get over there.
Four v 2. Good help, guys.
Hmm.
Through the middle.
That's the
Well,
way.
Close.
To the next round.
No one fucking checked our back.
Yikes!
You know his company with his assets. Bro, this guy's fucking an assassin apparently.
Ooh. Oh, oh.
Run right.
So we're going this way? Alright, we're gonna plant then, guys. Let's get it.
I got a late start. Fuck.
Got the bomb.
Damn it.
What's your arm?
Oh, I got blown up by a fucking tank.
That's it.
Thanks.
I didn't like your claymore, dude. It wasn't very nice. I got blown up by a red fucking barrel or whatever.
After this, we're gonna invite you to play with us.
Search and destroy.
Bum, bum, bum.
Don't want to smoke anymore.
No shit, alright.
No, they're cool.
Alright, let's hold it down. Hold it down, guys. Hold it down. Let's get it.
We have the bomb.
Just throw it out. Be safe.
Oh, got me.
We're planting the bomb. Bomb's been planted. Stop the clock. They've got our bomb.
Into a fucking claymore.
round gone.
Y'all like that grenade?
Monday, you tell me you saw that Claymore.
Oh man.
I saw it at the last second, bro. You almost got me, bro.
I was like, don't do it.
Search and destroy.
They like rush up middle too. I'm gonna get my car and take them off.
At least like 2 of them end up on that roof in the back.
We have the bomb. Move.
Oh, fucking shoddy, dude. You don't even have to aim that thing.
Upstairs. Oh.
4v3. Ah, sniper in the way back.
We're planting the bomb. Watch your asses.
Oh, it's taken out, guys.
There's one up top of that.
I guess we're good on webcam, right? I think we're good. Gonna turn that off real quick and
Kids, look out for the guy
get
above
the
you.
avatar up.
Sniper's above you. Yep, up there. Up there for sure. Oh, that's a different guy. Sniper's dead now. Watch to your left. Stay alive 5 more seconds. Just stay alive 4 seconds. Good job. Back up. Oh yeah. How frustrating is that, dude?
You should have ran up on the
Get up in the next round.
with the shotgun, bro. You had fucking garbage user ride shit, you dumb bitch. Fucking trash.
Switching sides. Search and destroy.
He's so fucking mad. There was 2 guys right, dude, so they fucked him up, dude. They fucked that team up. That's funny.
Asset locations confirmed. Defenders
Alright, I'm
of
getting up on the roof, dude. These faggots are fucking camping. And they always do, so that's why I'm gonna get up on this roof. Only 2 left and we win.
That's right, shoot, dude, not bad.
Bottom A, he's in the bottom. Our side.
Come on, we're gonna invite you after this one. Hey, no,
I gotta go, man.
Ooh, there we go. There we go.
We gotta go.
Hey, I was talking to no hesitation, not sure makes a lot. You pretty good.
Talking to you either, bitch.
Free smoke. Free smack. Nice little like.
That bitch.
I don't want to.
Okay, okay. Alright, we gotta hold this one down, guys. We got this, though. I think we're definitely gonna be able to get through this, too. Oh, my charger came out. Why? Holy macaroni, my phone's gonna die. No. No. Hey, what's going on? How are you? Welcome. Sorry, I had to charge my phone. I almost died. Holy macaroni, my favorite word, macaroni and yikes. Boom, baka chicka boom, boom, baka chicka boom. How are you, stranger? I'm doing pretty well, pretty well. Thank you so much for asking. It's been a long time. Hope everything's been going great for you as well. Time flies, don't it? Like, time goes so fast. Like, sometimes I can't even believe how fast time really goes, you know? Alright, we need to figure out what we're doing here, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Double XP token upgrade? Nah. Alright, let me see what we're gonna do here, guys. I gotta figure something out here. Shoot. Okay.
No presents, no water, no shot. Got movement, still next.
Not really. Oh, nice. You moved out there. How is it there? Is it pretty good? You doing all right there? Oh, shoot. I just closed out of that. Why would I do that? Search and destroy. It's okay. That's good. That's good. I'm glad it's going okay for you, though.
Less than a minute.
Wow, he ran from me. Look at that. He's gone. Loud toes, man.
30 seconds. Time's up. Move your asses. Last man standing. Finish it.
I don't have time.
Put it behind you. We got work to do. Search and destroy. Target's ID. Get to the bomb and move in. We have the bomb. Move.
Shoot, I screwed up something here, guys. I don't have time because I'm in the game right now. Oh, your son plays Fortnite? Yeah, I think Fortnite's just one of those extremely popular games, you know?
Planting the bomb. Secure the area. Our bomb is set. Hold that position.
Oh, shoot, we gotta protect the bomb at A, guys. Where's the bomb at? There we
They're
go.
hurting. Let's send them home. Search and destroy. Retrieve the bomb and hit those targets. We have the bomb. Move.
Oh no, I'm trying. Sure is. I don't like that game. Yeah, I don't like Fortnite. Not really a big fan of it. I don't know, like, I'm not trying to hate on it. It's just, I mean, it's popular, but it's just not for me. I got Fortnited out. Like, I'm playing this because it's new, you know? Oh my god, throw lethal ammo out. What are you doing?
We're planting the bomb. Watch your asses. Bomb has been planted. Care package arriving on station.
Come on, a little bit more, guys. There we go.
Don't let your guard down.
You gotta let me know in the message. Go ahead and message me real quick with that. And I'll definitely do that. I got you.
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Assets identified. We need to keep them intact.
Holy macaroni. Bada-bum, bada-bum, bum, bum. I'm gonna try to protect B real quick. We gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. I don't know. I'm gonna live it up. He's coming in.
Less than a minute.
Come on. Oh my god, I couldn't move. Yeah, we took out a majority of them. What do I need to do here now?
30 seconds. Time's up. Move your asses. Enemy bomb at Bravo. Get over there. We're losing ground. Let's take it back. Search and destroy. Assets identified. We need to keep them intact. Alpha. Defuse.
Good copy. Nomad 2-2 on approach to Bravo.
This is Striker 3-1, good copy. Strike inbound.
Don't let your guard down.
Impact, no joy.
Search and destroy. Asset locations confirmed. Defending them is critical.
Oh, why is it doing that? Hold on.
You're the last one. Watch your up. Less than a minute. Bomb planted on Alpha. Defuse it. Fuse pulled. Good job, team. That's it, lads. On to the next round. Get ready.
Can you guys hear the music?
Switching sides. Search and destroy. Retrieve the bomb and hit those targets. Bomb is in play. Attack the weapon caches.
Alright. I'm gonna have to test this out in just a moment, guys, just to kind of see what's going on here after this match. Come on, show yourself.
Less than a minute.
There we
Set
go.
the tempo. Keep it up in the next round.
Oh yeah.
Search and destroy.
Alright, I gotta test, guys. Guys, let me know if you can hear the music or not. If not, I think I'm gonna fix something. I try to set something a little different here so the music won't be in my ears.
Enemy
You guys will be able to hear it.
Friendly UAV overhead. Care package arriving on station.
Roger that. Nomad 2-1 en route for drop-off.
Personal radar drone ready for us. Less than a minute.
Copy. Jaguar 3-0 en route for personal radar coverage.
No! Man. Thank you guys. Follow Andy up there, guys. Coming in with the love. Yeah, get us top 3 Apollo, guys. I'm gonna check the I'm gonna check and see if we can hear audio, because let me see what it sounds like real quick. One moment here.
30 seconds. Time's up. Move your asses.
Sure enough.
Plant in the bomb. Secure the area.
Oh, just get in there. Alright, let me see what it sounds like. I don't know if you guys hear the music or not.
They defused our bomb. Shake it off. Focus
Now you
on the
guys
next
hear it.
round. Retrieve the bomb and hit those targets.
Alright, so that's better. That's a lot better. So that way you guys can hear the music and I don't have to. I can still hear my game at regular volume here. Thank you, Andy. I really appreciate that, bro. I really do. Thank you so much.
Less than a minute. Shake it off. Focus on the next round.
Yikes. Three, 10, 59, 501.
Switching sides.
I do got it set already. Oh, I didn't know that.
Assets identified. We need to keep them intact.
Alright, let's try this again, guys. Try this again. Gotta try to stay alive, dog. Why am I lagging?
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV. The last man standing. bomb at Bravo. Get over there. One round gone. We're not dead yet, are we, lads?
Oh, I'm getting like quadruple teamed, bro. Oh no. It's 5 versus 5, guys.
Asset locations confirmed. Enemy UAV overhead.
Alright, let's watch B here a little bit.
Enemy bomb at Bravo. Bomb has been defused.
Good job. Woo! That's how you do it. Yeah! Oh yeah. What? Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh man, that was a good run, guys. Good run. We had a very good game on that one. Alright, I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do here. 11:17. It's getting pretty late. I think I'm going to be right back. Okay, hold on, guys.